One of my garden walk-arounds. It's been a few weeks since I've done one. One of the earliest ones, this was filled in with dense cover crop of buckwheat, and then one area was trimmed down to hopefully feed the deer, but they were interested in other things. This right now is a cover crop of groundhog radishes. I put in on August 25th. Today is, I believe, September 12th. And this is a 15 by 30 foot area. If anybody ever wonders what them aluminum poles are in the background, that's so when I'm running around with the tractor, you know, I can eyeball the outline of the garden and side all the weeds and boulders and stuff. This is a bare area that once was occupied by the zucchini, which I got pretty tired of, and it was infested with the bugs and funguses and stuff, but it was still producing a few pounds a day. But I think I've eaten all the zucchini and canned all the zucchini I can stand. This is my Beauregard sweet potatoes and some kind of a Georgia Gold that's going to be ready for harvest pretty soon. This used to be watermelons and acorn squash. The infestation of bugs that was in the zucchini got into the acorn squash, but I still harvested about a third of a basket of acorn out of there. And this is my crucifer patch that I planted August 1st. I've been eating a lot of bok choy, kind of keeping the second row is napa. I'm kind of hoping to make a whole bunch of kimchi out of that. I may harvest these heads about 2 inches above the ground, because they'll come back. A couple of them, actually, I think 5 out of the 6 have bolted, and I trim the bolts. It changes the flavor of the bok choy. I think it's actually pretty good. Makes it a little bit more, some people would say bitter. I think it just adds flavor. These are broccoli, and these will be Brussels sprouts. It looks like little tiny heads are starting to appear, which is pretty exciting. This first row is Swiss chard, and the second row is collard greens. These were started indoors on August 16th, and I put them in the ground about 3 days ago. This is going to be spinach. I was going to plant it today, but it's going to be way too hot. The soil will be too hot, so I'm waiting. The seeds are in the refrigerator right now. And also, you notice I've got some persistent moles, and I think it's about time for me to start removing them. They're just here fooling around. I think I've got the grub problem under control. These I just seeded August 24th. First row is mustard greens, second row is turnip, and the third row is beets. And there's some big hoof prints in there. There was a pretty good sized deer in here, and he grabbed a tomato and spit it out. Hopefully that's about the end of that. But these are my tomatoes. I trimmed back the tomatoes pretty heavily September 6th, and took a lot of the pink and some of the green tomatoes off in the process and wrapped them up. The pink tomatoes seem to ripen pretty quick, you know, sometimes in just a few days. So to give energy to some of the other ones that are still on the bushes here, I figured I can ripen some inside and some on the vine here. You can kind of see them pinking up. There was no color at all on any of these tomatoes. You know, even just 2 days ago, I've already harvested 4 pounds of jalapenos from there's 4 little bushes there, and that's not counting the 6 of them a day I was eating for breakfast and lunch. The eggplant here, I've probably harvested a dozen nice eggplants, and these are the earliest tomatoes I put in. These are all Better Boys. These were the little scrawny plants that were in my first video, and I'm pretty happy with the way they're coming. I've eaten a lot of tomatoes this year already, which pleases me. And this is my asparagus patch, and I'm very satisfied with the way this came out. Well, if you watched it, thanks.